Welcome to Yoga with Cynthia. I'm Cynthia Bialik, and both the host and the producer for this program. With me today is Alyssa LeBlanc, and she's going to be helping me with a special two-part series, Yava Yoga for Runners. So this is the first in a two-part series. Please watch today's show for its content if you're not sure about your fitness level. But if you're a runner with tight hamstrings, tight back, and possibly need a little bit more upper body strengthening, this is the show for you. So come and watch or grab a yoga mat and join us because we're going to begin. We're going to do a little prep work to warm up the body because we realize that some of you that might be starting today are brand new at yoga. If you're brand new at yoga, you have to realize the spine moves in all different directions, and so we're going to warm the spine in all those directions. So we're going to start in the front of our mats, but if you have a comfortable carpet you want to be on, that's fine. Just make sure you have a little bit of a non-skid surface. So if you have a yoga mat to put over that carpet or you have something else that can traction you, that would be great. So we're going to start with our big toes together, and we're going to roll the shoulders back a few times. Now, keeping in mind that sometimes when we run, we hold ourselves inward, right? Because we're trying to pull forward. So we want to think today about really working the back of the body, not pulling yourself forward, but actually pulling yourself back. So we're going to lengthen the arms along the sides of our body. And now I want you to close your eyes for a moment and think about the yogic breathing. It is in and out through the nose, which also might be different from what you're typically doing in your exercise program or in your running. But we're going to keep our mouth closed for the most part and breathe deeply in and out through the nose. So do that a few times. And now on the last exhale, you're going to turn your hands so they're facing the front edge of your mat, and we're going to sweep those arms all the way up so the arms come to your ears. Stretch the spine long, and then you're going to push the hands away from the body and bring them back down to your thighs. And one more time like that. Deep breath in, lift the arms up. Exhale and down. Now we're going to do a little twisting of the spine. So reach out with your left arm and reach back with your right. Look back over the right shoulder and then take your arms down. Do the same thing to the left. Arms up, look back over your left shoulder and down. Now I want you to pay attention to energy. So you're going to stretch those hands straight out, open, and feel like you're pulling the body front and back. So really feel that stretch now, a little added stretch. And come back down. And again, reach out, open your hands, reach back with your left, really stretch that chest and come back down. Now we're going to bring those hands in prayer, and otherwise referred to as samastihiti when we're standing in this position, because we're standing at attention, but we're pressing into the palms with equal pressure. We're going to sit back over the heels and start to engage our abs and our back muscles, and then reach those arms up like we had them before, stretching upward as we sit the hips back over the heels. Then we're going to tilt forward and bring the arms as close to the floor as you can. Now, I know some of you are going to need to use a block, a little step stool, or a cushion, because I know some of you may be here, need that block for assistance in order to keep your legs straight. So if you're one that can't straighten your legs, you can put your hands here if you have nothing to assist you, or you can put them here. But the most important part of our forward fold is to stretch the glutes and the back and the hamstrings, and you're still doing it in this position. So feel wherever you need to be and just stay there. Now we're going to bend the knees and roll up once again. Lift your chest up high. And then the last movement of the spine is lateral. So we're going to drop that right arm down. You're going to lean to the right side of your mat. And then you're going to roll the left shoulder back and look up underneath it. Feel the lats stretch. Feel the ribs open. Lean as far over to that side as you can. And then one more deep breath and come back up to tall mountain. Drop the left arm down and then lean over to the left. Look under your right shoulder. Deep breath here. And come back up and find yourself in prayer, samastihiti. Sit back over your heels again. Once again in chair, Utkatasana, both arms in the air, stretch them long. Once again, fold forward, and we're going to start to lengthen those hamstrings. So we're going to step back with our right foot and then our left, and we're going to hover the mat in what we call plank. So here's an opportunity to really engage your core muscles, to be long and strong. And I know sometimes with running, you're more focused on the distance you're running and your speed than you are on your strength. But ab strength is so important for hip stability as well as general health of your spine. But we're going to drop down to the knees to make this a little bit more attainable. So what we're going to do is come down very slowly, bringing the elbows to the rib cage, and hover the mat. And then we're going to push back up. So we're going to isolate those triceps, chest, and shoulders. So some of you that aren't doing much strengthening, join us here. And we're going to do 2 more. Come down slowly and back up. And one more time. Come down slowly and back up. Now we're going to lower all the way down. Let your belly drop into the mat. And for those who've had very tight backs, we're just going to take our gaze forward. Start to move your neck and shoulders back. Start to bring your chin forward. If you feel you have the flexibility, you can come up a little higher and lift your chest off the mat. And lastly, if you feel you can, take your gaze upward, because this is upward facing dog pose. Allow your shoulders to pull back as you lift your chest upward. Now, we're going to draw the navel into the spine and round the back in cat tilt. So look between those thighs, rounding the back as much as you can. Then we're going to curl the toes under, and we're going to start to lift the knees off the mat and pull back into downward dog. Now, this downward dog pose is particularly important because it really isolates the stretching of the soleus, calf, and Achilles up into your hamstrings, but that lower leg. And we want to lift the arches of our feet and push down equally in the balls and the heels of our feet. And I know plantar fasciitis is a lot of runners. And if we really take care of our feet properly, we can sometimes avoid these problems. So we're going to bend the knees again and slide the left foot forward. So slide your left foot to the front of the mat and pull down into your left leg. If you need to, go ahead and use your block. You can use a box or you can use a step stool to put your hand on here. That will help you because we want to maintain an open chest. We want to maintain the shoulders stacked, and we want to make sure the head is in line with your left foot. So we're going to open up and bring that right arm in the air, and we're in what's called triangle pose or Titi Trikonasana. As if you feel you have more flexibility, you can move the block down or whatever you're using to prop yourself up with. So stay there and breathe. 2 more slow breaths. And then on our last exhale, you're going to bend that left knee and sweep your arm around and come into Virabhadrasana 1. Lift your chest in the air. Then open to 2. Bring the arms straight out from the shoulders. Then we're going to airplane the arms around. Lift that right foot off the ground. Bring it back in and bring the arms in the air. And once again in prayer, Samastihiti. Ready for the other side? So here we go. Let's take those arms up in the air. Sit back into Utkatasana or chair. Fold down into the mat. This time we're stepping back with our left foot first. Come back with our left foot, then our right. We're going to hover in plank, engage that core, hover the floor. Breathe deeply in and out through the nose. 2 more slow breaths. Drop to the knees. And we're going to do 4 tricep push-ups. So come down 1, slowly up. Come down 2, slowly up. Come down 3, slowly up. Come down 4, slowly up. And then bring the belly in between those thumbs. Lift your chest up as high as you can. Keep lifting the chest until you feel that the back is limiting you. And then stay wherever you feel comfortable. Allow the shoulders to move back. Lift your chin up. 2 slow breaths there. An upward facing dog Urdhva Mukha Savasana. And now into downward dog. We're going to drive the navel into the spine, assuming cat tilt first, curling the toes under, and then shifting your weight back onto the balls of your feet, assuming Adho Mukha Savasana. So this time we're going to slide our right foot forward in between the hands and straighten that right leg. Allow the head to fall into your right knee. You can use the block here to place underneath your right hand to give yourself some added stability as you come up. Make sure the head is in line with your right foot as you look up into your left hand. Hold there, opening the chest as much as you can, stretching right up from the base of your right hand through the chest and out through your left. Continue to breathe as you look up into your left hand. 2 more deep breaths if you can, squeezing those inner thighs to the midline of the body. And on the last exhale, we're going to start to bend the right knee, sweep that left arm up and into Virabhadrasana 1. Fall back over your hips, gaining a little bit more flexibility in the upper back. And now open to 2. Bring the arms straight out from the shoulders here. Look over your right shoulder. Airplane the arms around. We're going to step those feet together, Samastahiti. All right, so we're going to move a little bit quicker. And those runners, if you're watching today, I know you like quick. So we're going to pick up that pace a little bit. Let's take those arms up in the air. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and fold, Utkatasana. Come down into the mat. We're going to step that right foot back. And this time we're going to kick that left leg all the way up in the air. So push it up there. And now we're going to take that left knee to the left elbow, engage the core. Push it back up and breathe. Engage the core. 2. 2 more times. Pull it in. And 1 more time. Pull it in. And we're going to take that left foot in front of the right. Drop to the instep of your right foot, the outside of your left. And bring the right hand off the floor. Really using that core. Lift the chest. If you need to, you can always come to that left knee and stay here. But do what you feel comfortable with your body. Now let's lift the chest a little higher. Try to bring that right arm over your shoulder. Hold there. And then find yourself in plank once again. This time, we're going to try to come down all the way into the floor. Straight body, pull forward over the top of your mat. Come down slowly, Chaturanga Dandasana. Then Urdhva Mukha Savasana, upward dog. Adho Mukha Savasana, pull back. Downward facing dog. Now we can either step 1 foot at a time or go ahead and try to jump the feet forward. And come up, Samastahiti. Other side. Deep breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, sit back. Utkatasana. Fall into the mat. Left foot goes back. Right leg goes in the air. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and pull it to the right elbow. That's 1. And breathe. Exhale 2. And breathe. Exhale 3. And breathe. Exhale 4. Now shoot it over that left leg. Right leg goes over. Lift your hips. Left arm is up in the air. Keep lifting those hips up high. You can drop to your right knee if you need to. Keep stretching upward. Bring that left arm over the shoulder if you can. Stay there and just look up in the air. 2 more deep breaths. Vastasana, side arm balance. Come back to plank, hover in plank. Come down slowly, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana. If you can now, slide forward onto the tops of your feet and try to suspend your thighs. Round out the back as we come back into downward dog. Lift all the way up and pull the chest back through those shoulders. Try to anchor down into the heels as much as you can. Then soften your knees. Start to lift the heels. Step or jump between those hands. Come back up. Samastahiti. Once again, let's lift the chest. How are we doing there? Come down into Chair Utkatasana. Fall forward. Step or jump back. And come down slowly. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Come up. Adho Mukha Savasana. And this time as you come up, left leg is in the air. Flex your foot. And now we're going to open that hip. Bend your left knee and try to raise that hip. So now we're really getting a really good psoas stretch. And for those of you that want the challenge, we're going to try to flip over to the right side of our mat. So what we're going to do is lean onto the outside edge of our right foot. Slowly bring your left foot back over the outside of your mat and lift your chest up in the air in a backward bend. Hold there, deep breath in through the nose. Lift your chest as high as you feel comfortable. And then we're going to flip back over. Down dog, stay there. One more deep breath in, look forward. Exhale, step or jump. Come back up, Samastihiti. Once again, Tadasana. Sit down into Utkatasana. Fold into the mat, step or jump back. Come down slowly. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Lift up. Exhale. Adho Mukha Savasana. Pull back. This time the right leg goes up in the air. And bend your right knee. Open that hip. Move your hip around. Slowly. And we're going to flip that right leg over the left side of your mat as you lean to the outside edge of your left foot. Flip over and reach up. Stretching back with your right arm this time. Lift your chest as high as you can. Stay there. Deepen your breaths. And once again, come to downward dog. Pull back into your heels. Get ready to step or jump. Come back up. Samastihiti. Now we're going to do a little balance. We're going to lift our left heel, then lift our right, and feel the weight shift of the body. Lift the left, lift the right. Lift the left. Now lift the right and keep that right leg lifted. You're going to bring that knee up towards your chest. And if you can, you're going to reach for the outside of your ankle and slide it to the inside of your left thigh. Raise that left arm in the air. And if you're able, raise the right arm in the air. Stretch up as high as you can there. So spread your branches and tree. Vrksasana. Now we're going to step back and lift the chest up. Virabhadrasana 1. And open to 2 once again, looking back this time over your right shoulder. And we're going to place that right hand on the back of your thigh and lift up with your left arm high. Look up in the air, reaching that left arm back as far as you can. Now we're going to fall into the left leg. If you need to use a block, you can place it under your left hand because we're going to lift that right leg in the air. We worked on external rotation before we flipped our dog. So now we're opening the chest as much as we can in half moon, using the strength of the outer thighs, opening the rib cage, looking up in the air. 2 more slow breaths. And we're going to step back into that right foot, come back up, lift the chest, fall forward, step back, plank, hover, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana, look up. Adho Mukha Savasana, pull back. Take a deep breath in and step or jump to the front of your mat. Samastihiti. Now open up that left hip. We're going to slowly slide your left heel over to your right calf. If you need to stay there, please feel free. Otherwise, grab a hold of that left ankle. Reach up with your right arm, both arms in the air here. And holding Vrksasana. Deep breath in and out through the nose. And we're going to step back with our left foot, lift the chest, Virabhadrasana 1, open to 2, and look back over your left shoulder. Sink down into your right hip and reach back to the back of your left knee and reach up with your right arm. Fall back over your hips, lifting the rib cage high. And we're going to take that right arm forward now. If you're using the block, place it under your right hand, lifting that left hip as much as you can, externally rotating at the hip to lift that left leg high. Opening the chest wherever you can, find that place, lifting that left leg as high as you can towards the ceiling. 2 more slow breaths in Ardha Chandrasana. half moon. Then let's come back, lift your chest in the air in Virabhadrasana 1. Fold to the mat on the exhale. Step back with your right foot. Come down slowly, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Adho Mukha Savasana. Pull back, step or jump. Come up, Samastahiti. Now we're going to bring those arms up in the air. Sit back and chair once again. And this time we're going to do a little twisting. So sweep that left arm over to the right leg and open the chest as much as you can. Really twisting that back, which is wonderful for flexibility. Now sweep those arms back up in the air. Once again in chair. Sweep your right arm over your left. Open that chest as much as you can, hugging the outside of your left thigh. Then once again, arms up high. Reach up, exhale, fold. Step or jump back. Come down slowly, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana, look up. Adho Mukha Savasana, pull back. Now stay right here, and we're going to work on a little core stability. People like this because it's a little challenge. It's fun. You're going to push into our left heel, bend your right knee, keep that right leg in the air. Try to take your left hand off the mat. If you can, reach back for the right foot. If you can, lift that right foot. Stay there and breathe. Drop it down. Push down into your right heel. Lift your left leg in the air. When you feel you can, lift the right hand off the floor. Start to take that right hand to your left foot and lift it up. Stretching those quads, another runner's issue, right? Tight psoas, tight quads. Good. Come back down. Now we're going to bring the knees to the ground. Bring your hands face up and sit back over the heels and just stretch that spine long. Take a moment to pull your hips all the way back to the heels. Your hands are facing up, stretching forward. Now, we're going to come up slowly and bring the elbows on the mat. Bring your hands to your shoulders and walk your elbows forward to stretch the chest. Let your forehead lay on the mat, taking your tailbone in the air. Now bring those hands back to the mat. We're going to round out the back in cat tilt again from a tabletop position. Round out the back here. And now curl your toes under. And once again, we're coming into downward dog. So pull your head and chest back. See if you can get a little closer to your knees this time, because now we're going to do a dog twist. So we're going to take the right hand off the mat, take it around the outside of your left ankle, and look under your left shoulder. Twist that low back. Another really good stretch through the spine. Stay there and breathe. And let's switch. Right hand is down. Left hand reaches across. And twist. Hold there. Now our left foot comes forward between those hands, and we're going to twist into revolve triangle. Open the chest as much as you can. Twist all the way around to the left. Now if you feel extra limber, you can take your right hand on the outside of your left foot and open that chest even more, looking up into your left hand. And let's bring those hands down. Step back into downward dog again. Pull back into your heels. And we're going to take the right foot forward between the hands. Pull back into your right hip. And twist to the right. Look up into your right hand. And Parvita Trikonasana, revolve triangle. And if you feel you're able, you can take that left hand over the outside of your right foot. Keep twisting around, lifting your chest a little higher. 2 more slow breaths here. And return to the mat. Step back with your right foot. Hover here in plank. Come down slowly. Chaturanga Tadasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Look up. Adho Mukha Savasana. Pull back. And get ready. Step or jump. And thank you for watching Yava Yoga for Runners, #1. Namaste.